The REI Half Dome SL2 Plus is one of, if not the best bang for your buck tents out there today for a certain type of camper. I'm Ethan with Pack Travel Hike. Let's get into it. The REI Half Dome tent has been a staple in the camping community for many years, and it continues to have a strong presence to this day in thanks to its roomy interior, competitive price, and REI's continued efforts to reduce the weight. I've owned multiple Half Dome tents, and the current model, the Half Dome SL2 Plus, is the best iteration of it to date. I'm going to be breaking this video down into 5 sections: cost, livability, packability, rockabilly. Spoiler alert, this is a type of music that combines rock and roll and country music, so it has nothing to do with tents and will not be covered. Design. And then I'm going to finish strong with a light, crisp, refreshing pros and cons. But before I fill your brain with knowledge, please consider giving this video a like and subscribing. On this channel, I fuse comedy and information together to give you a fun way of learning about outdoor gear products, tips for packing, and travel tips. All right, let's get into it. I like leading this video with the cost of the tent so you can better understand why this tent is so good for the price. But it's a bit more complicated than just listing off a price, and I'll show you what I mean. This tent is made by REI, and the highest I have ever seen it in a store or on their website is $350. But this price is always changing. For instance, earlier this year, REI ran a sale where the REI Half Dome SL2 Plus was 50% off, and at $175, that's an absolute steal. If you're a member with REI, which costs $30 for a lifetime membership at the time of this video, and this is not sponsored, you receive 10% back on all eligible purchases via an annual company dividend, meaning even at its most expensive, you're really getting it for $315 plus tax. With the numerous sales and coupons that happen throughout the year at REI, you can always score this tent for cheaper than $350. Also, it comes with a footprint, guy lines, a pole repair tube, and 8 tent stakes. So you save money there too. I told you it was a bit complicated. The REI Half Dome SL2 Plus is a freestanding 2-person tent, and 2-person tents usually mean a spacious tent for 1 person, but in this instance, you can really fit 2 people comfortably. The floor dimensions measure 90 by 54 inches, which is 7.5 feet tall, so if you're 8 feet tall or even taller, this is not the tent for you. You may need something roomier like a circus tent. The vertical walls allow you to sleep right up against the edge of the tent and result in a very spacious interior feeling. There are various pockets and hanging loops inside for organization, including 1 small pocket in each corner and a pocket on the ceiling for storing larger items. And if staying inside and organizing is not your thing, there are 2 large D-shaped doors that can be rolled up and secured for everyone's favorite game. I can't stand you anymore, I'm going for a walk. As a 3-season tent, the REI Half Dome SL2 Plus will be comfortable for most situations that you find yourself in, with the exception of frigid winter temperatures. There are 2 vents located on the rainfly at the top of the tent that allow airflow and condensation to escape, and the rainfly is durable and holds up nicely in strong winds. In general, the tent is very well made with ripstop nylon privacy panels that also stops wind from blowing into the tent, along with a 40 denier floor, 30D rainfly, and a 20D tent body. You'll find it has a more durable feeling than, say, the Big Agnes Tigerwall UL2, and I have a review on that tent in the description below if you're interested in checking it out. This leads to packability. REI has found the sweet spot with this tent, providing space and durability while also keeping it competitive weight-wise among other tents in this pricing category. The letters SL in the REI Half Dome SL2 Plus stands for super light, and while it's not exactly super light, it is significantly lighter than previous models. The tent weighs 4 pounds 11.5 ounces packed, which includes the 7.8 ounce footprint. And a footprint is a lightweight ground cover that goes underneath your tent that gives it extra protection from rocks and small twigs. And in previous versions of the Half Dome tent, you had to buy this separately. They also used to sell regular models and plus models, which provided some extra room for taller people, but over time, they decided to include the footprint and drop the regular size model, thus the Half Dome SL2 Plus. While non-direct competitors such as the Big Agnes Copper Spur HVUL2 weigh 3 pounds 2 ounces, they come with a sticker price of $580. The Half Dome SL2 Plus is very easy to set up. Just lay down the footprint, stake out the corners of both the footprint and tent, assemble the pole structure, and put on the rainfly. The pre-bent one-piece aluminum-colored pole structure makes this tent even easier to set up. Just secure the black poles into the black grommets. This is also a freestanding tent, which means a tent pole goes into each of the 4 corners. Take a look at this time lapse of the setup. And once again, as seen from space. There are 2 dual stake vestibules, which are plenty big for storing your bag or boots, and I have no complaints about the interior space or outside space provided. I find the size of the tent perfect for 2 people, as opposed to my older Half Dome, which is a great one-person tent, but super snug when trying to fit 2. I do love the color of that one though. Speaking of colors, the Half Dome SL2 Plus comes in 3 colors: Blue Heaven, Dried Rosemary, and Orange Ochre. I appreciate REI making the tent in a variety of colors so the customer can better tailor it to their aesthetic, as opposed to the A-Suites tent, which looks like a mushroom and comes in 1 color, might I add. Here are all the specs for the tent, and feel free to pause the video if you need more time. Let's list some pros and cons. The REI Half Dome SL2 Plus comes in at a great price point, and like I stated earlier, be on the lookout for sales which can lower the price even more. A con for some will be that the tent now only comes in plus sizes, so if you don't need the extra room, you're forced to carry that extra weight as it no longer comes in a regular size as years prior. The tent provides a wonderful space, resulting in a much more comfortable living area. With that extra room comes a heavier load. There are much lighter tents on the market out there, but you will pay a premium for them. This tent does its best to be light while still providing ample space at an affordable price point. The tent comes with a footprint, guy lines, pole repair tube, and tent stakes. And a con would be you're now paying for the footprint and tent stakes even if you don't want them. There's plenty of storage for organizing, great color options, it's easy to set up, and it's backed by the 1-year return policy of REI. If you're looking for a lighter tent and have a bit more money to spend, take a look at my review of the Big Agnes Copper Spur HV UL2 and the Big Agnes Tiger Wall UL2 comparison. I'll leave a link down in the description below. If you're looking to put the tent in the trunk of your car, drive to the campsite, and set up camp, while also going on the occasional 1 or 2 night through hike, this is a great option, especially if you can split the load with another hiker. But if you find yourself almost exclusively putting your gear on your back and hiking from campsite to campsite, you might want to spend the extra money for a lighter tent. It will be much more worth it in the long run, and your knees and back will thank you. What's your go-to tent for camping? Do you value affordability or packability? Let me know in the comments below. If you found this video helpful, please consider giving it a like and subscribing. Don't forget to hit that bell icon to get notified whenever I post a new video, and I'll see you in the next one.